There we go. I was in Safari and it wasn't letting me live stream. Hello. Can you hear me okay? I'm just on my laptop. Impromptu live stream. Barron's not here. It's just me and Camp. Yes, it is live for anyone watching later. I still can't seem to figure out how to make the microphone situation better. All of our live streams are so quiet, but now you know, turn up your volume if you're going to hang out. What's up, everybody? This is not our first live. This is my first live solo. And it's a surprise for me too. I don't really know what I'm doing. Not sure why I'm here. We just haven't done a live stream in forever. We both love doing live streams. Barron is on a hunt, and he will be back tonight. I'm just kind of stalking his map. Every day that he goes out, I watch his Garmin map. What was it? Who's on my Instagram? And what was that? She's like, I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. And then she goes, what is it? It's one of my reels, one of my favorite reels that I've made. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. Where'd you get your necklace? It's Vivian Westwood. Thanks. Oh, there's a good question about a cookbook. It's probably my most asked question is when I will release a cookbook. But I just cannot make sense of I don't know what I would put in a cookbook. I also don't have much of a desire to make a cookbook. I see other people's cookbooks, like, for example, Justin and Juby, they live in a red bus. They have made one of the most beautiful cookbooks I've ever seen. I don't own it because it would get ruined in our current setup. I just don't have the space for it. But they put in so much work to make their cookbook look beautiful. The photos are beautiful. And I don't know that I have the capacity to do that. With the kind of kitchen setup that we have and the dishes that we have, I just don't think it would look that good. I don't think it would be that fun to make. And I don't know who would want to make any of the food that I make. So that's that. I used to write some music on piano, sort of. I am a longtime pianist, but that's even kind of, I think, overselling myself. It's so much more fun doing this with Barron because then we can, while he's answering a question, then I can be over here and I'm looking at the next question to answer. But this is fun. It's fun that there's people here on a Sunday. I figured I love watching people's live streams on Mondays or Sundays, so I thought I would jump on. It seems like Sunday is the most active that people are in uploading on YouTube. It's a great day to watch. I'm just drinking my coffee with a little cacao. You should get back into makeup videos. It's funny when I do my makeup now for things, events going out or whatever, which is rare, I feel like a high schooler who doesn't know anything about makeup. I just haven't practiced in so long. And I probably won't get back into that. Maybe body paint, but not makeup. Gosh, the flies are relentless. Absolutely relentless. I thought maybe it would be a seasonal thing, but it's just different types of flies at different types or parts of the year. Next time, show making your coffee live. That's a good idea. Can you say how you keep fresh air in the scamp? We just open the windows. And thank goodness we have screens because of the flies. Outrageous. Do you ever have to plan or do you have a plan to have kids? Yes, in the next maybe couple years, 1 or 2 years. I feel like I say that every year of my life. So it'd be cool if it happened, but we'll see. I recently started bullet journaling and referenced your minimalist spreads for inspiration. Cool, Jen, that's awesome. I'm about to do a kind of collab thing with this company who's making a tarot deck journal. I thought it was super cool. I got served an ad for it and it looked incredible, just so fun and really, really well laid out. So I haven't yet received it. And if I do, I think that's going to be super cool. I'm really excited. I asked her, she's out of Colorado, and I asked her if I could have one and make content about it because I thought it was super cool. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in journaling and tarot decks. I've never had a tarot deck before. I've never actually done it myself. So this will be fun. New coffee cup with stickers, so charming. Thank you. This is from my sister's wedding. Will you get snow in the winter where your property is? We will, and we are on a slight north-facing hill. So there's a bunch of trees where we are versus just over there where I'm looking right now. There's far fewer trees, and I think it might be something to do with moisture because when we first toured this land in the spring, there's even moss up here on the rocks. And I hope that this is why we haven't made a bunch of huge moves to build just yet. We're trying to observe the seasons and see where we would ideally like to be. And now we're just waiting to see what the sun is like in the winter. If we want to build a little bit more that way or maybe a little bit more that way. Definitely not going to build something like our main dwelling unit up higher on the hill just because of the sun and I don't know, not wanting to be seen from the road so much, but we're really excited to get that going. We kind of have a plan that shifts every single day, but our general plan is we want to live in a greenhouse. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever? And why not? So we have a lot to figure out for that, but we'd love to live in a greenhouse. And that's probably going to change. Don't hold on to that and don't hold me to that. There was some live stream program that Barron was talking about getting into. We've been considering during the build setting up a platform somewhere on some different app because we wouldn't want to bog YouTube down and not keeping it from YouTube. We would still do live streams on here. We don't do it very often, live streams on here, but thinking about doing a kind of like a Patreon-esque or even Patreon live streams, weekly live streams for anybody who, I don't know, would want to kind of like podcast style, where you guys can talk, you can get on and ask your questions to us. I feel like that would be a lot more personal so that we could kind of have conversations with you guys versus me just reading text on a computer. You can see me, but I can't see you. So I think that would be really cool. We're kind of talking about getting that going. We'll see. Love the camp voiceovers that randomly pop up in videos. We do too. It is so, we have so much fun. Anytime you hear a little camp voice Easter egg in a video, or the whole video is of camp's voice, we have so much fun doing those videos. But there's a select few people who think that it's terribly annoying, and I totally get it. But then that makes me afraid to continue putting it in videos. But the overall response is that people think he's so funny. Camp is. But it's always just those few negative comments that make you kind of overthink a lot of stuff. Don't you feel claustrophobic in the scamp? No. I actually stayed with our friends, Tyler and Kelsey. Barron's been hunting with Tyler. I have stayed the last few nights at their house, and it was so much fun. Kelsey made me lattes every day with her Nespresso machine. And I love their apartment, love the town that they live in. But it just felt so nice to come home last night with Barron and take a walk. And I've never been more happy in a place than I am where I am right now. Waking up this morning, having some cacao. We're so happy in this place. And it's not a very desirable place for most people, but it's just everything we've wanted and more. And the scamp, being able to continue being in the scamp for a little bit. We can't live in the scamp permanently, but being able to figure things out and still have the scamp to live in for the time being has been so wonderful. And the people who live around us, all of them are so wonderful. We just feel every day so lucky. Your Discord is still active, isn't it? It is. Barron is, he does the Discord. I was in it for a while, but that's kind of his thing. And there's a lot of channels and there's a lot going on in there. It's kind of Discord is pretty cool. I think there might be a link in the description right now. If there's not, I can put a link in there. And I think depending on the platform that you are watching from, the link can be broken. So if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. But sometimes people say that depending on if they're in Chrome or Safari or whatever, they can't get the link to work. How long do you edit your videos and what software do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. I learned to edit in iMovie when I was in 5th grade, and then learned Final Cut in high school. Then Final Cut switched to Final Cut 10, and I didn't like it at all, so I switched to Premiere. But now that I have solar power, MacBook, and everything, last year Barron talked me into going back to Final Cut Pro because the battery life is better using Final Cut Pro on a MacBook. So I love it. I'm really stoked. I love Final Cut Pro. And it takes me, okay, so if you see generally it's about an hour of editing per finished minute of video. So if you see a 20-minute video here on YouTube, it's of mine at least, it's taken about 20 hours to edit. So these last few videos, I've not been posting exactly weekly because these videos have taken 30 to 40 hours to edit because they're 30 to 40 minutes long. So yeah, it takes a long time. I put in probably too much time because the videos where I spend less time and it's just kind of, I call it like a crap video. I just put it out kind of like a simple vlog. Those are the videos that people like the best, and the videos that we are super excited about and that we put so much time into for some reason are not as well received, or just people don't seem to click them as much. And that's just how it goes. I don't know why. You can expect a new video tomorrow. I think part of the reason I did this live stream is so that I can continue procrastinating and not finishing it. But it will be, I rode my bike into town because earlier this week I've been in the scamp alone and rode my e-bike into town, 25 whole miles. It was really, really fun. So I made a video of it. Got groceries and everything. I kind of show what groceries I bought because people ask that sometimes. Can you create a tutorial on video editing? I think that would be really interesting and really fun for me, but I hesitate because I don't think most people would be interested in it, you know? And I guess I try to cater videos to the general group of people watching, which is a little bit lame. Oh. Wow, that's a long bike ride. It is, unless you have an e-bike. Made it a lot easier, especially coming back home because it was uphill and I had a lot of weight from the groceries. So stoked to have had an e-bike. I don't have biker legs at all. I think that would have been terribly challenging on my mountain bike. Speaking of my mountain bike, there is a nest of cacti in my tire. The pack rats, while we were away this week, have gone ham and have loaded my tire and the bike underneath the container full of cacti. I don't want to remove all of the cacti, all of it from the ground, because it's in this ecosystem for a reason. But the pack rats are just going crazy. Why would you want to make a house out of cacti? I'm not sure, but it must protect well against rattlesnakes. And like I said in the last video, we have to get the pack rat situation taken care of. I am not Hannah Lee, and I will not be saving the mice and relocating them. They're going away. We have to take them away because the rattlesnakes will come. And I just think of future and kids and stuff, and to be hosting an environment for rattlesnakes while we're trying to have like start a family and stuff is and potentially get a new dog. It's not okay. So we have zero tolerance for the pack rats. And yes, we want to get a cat, but neither of us have ever had a cat, so we're a little bit hesitant to just get a cat. I'm sure they're not that hard. People seem to really like cats. Really, really like cats. So I'm sure it would be fun, but we would need it to be an outdoor cat. And what is happening? Baby flies are just hanging out on the screen here. What? Ugh. The bug assault gun, I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't really work. But it's also because we're using this like flaky, healthy salt. We need to use table salt because it's finer, and I think that would be able to blast the flies better. So that's kind of funny. But about the cats, yeah, we'd have to build an outdoor cat house and keep them warm with solar power. And camp does not mind cats at all, so not worried about that at all. But I would really like to have a cat friend. And if it's outside all the time, running around, I feel like I shouldn't form any attachments. What's up, camp? What's up? You got anything to say? Chickens eat mice and snakes. Yeah, we will have chickens eventually. Maybe quail. Oh, what's up, Sunshine21? Thank you. Love you guys. Finally caught you live. Thank you for sharing your extraordinary lives. Well, thank you so much for watching. You are the other half of this, so thank you. Keep a blanket and they will be happy. Is that all you need? I have a friend who put a heat pad in her outdoor cat house. And she's in Kansas City, so it would get very cold in the winter. So maybe they don't need much. And what do you feed a cat? And you don't have to have a litter box outside, right? If you've got an outdoor cat. How hilarious that I just have absolutely no idea how to do a cat. Would the bug assault gun work on the pack rats? I imagine it would be uncomfortable for them, but they're really fast and they hide, so I don't ever see them. I could kind of like stalk them at night and try to do it, but I think there's more efficient uses of my time. Aaron Piles, wow, thank you so much. You've got a cute dog in your picture. Thank you. How to do a cat. No litter box needed for outdoor cats. How is the pregnancy going? I am not pregnant. I don't think. Oh, wow. 2:30 a.m. in Australia. Yeah, I went to the store to try to get some rat traps. Sweet tea and me, thank you so much. This is camp, but love you guys too. He says, thank you, lady. Thank you so much. I got these big mouse traps. Yeah, you hear that? You hear that? You little ham. The mouse traps are too small. The just standard ones that kill them instantly. They're too small for the rats. So we got some bigger, chonky ones for the rats, and the mice then come and eat the bait off of them and don't set them because they're so small. So I saw somebody comment saying he was kind of laughing at our pack rat problem. And he left another really kind comment that was like, you can do anything you think will work, peppermint, soap. JJ, thank you. Camp, you got $5. That is so cool. What do you want? You want some ice cream? Thanks, JJ. What was I saying? Anyway, there's poisons and there's plastic traps. There's live traps. Ugh. I don't really want any poison. What the guy was saying, he's like, this is going to be a forever battle. You got to move your car. You just have to constantly be working with them. It's a never-ending cycle of working with these pack rats year after year. They're going to be trying to pack everywhere in your home, and they'll never go away fully. So yeah, maybe this will be a yearly update. Please no poison. Yeah, I agree. I agree because there's I don't know, other animals. There's camp, there's rain. I would rather rain not kind of wash the poison into the ground. I feel like there's just other ways. We just gotta outsmart them somehow. Oh, how do you keep your hair so smooth in the outdoors with humidity? I put this face oil on my hair that I've had for a long time from Zum. It's a Kansas City brand. I'm just trying to use it up, but I just bought some hair specific oil from Moon and Rock, and I use her face products, every single face product of hers, and gosh, I love it. I haven't had I feel like my skin has just looked really nice in the last 6 months since I've started using it. Moon and Rock, and I just got some of her hair oil, but like, that's not smooth. That's the ends of my super, super dry hair. Could use a cut. Last time I cut my hair, I was in a hot spring bathroom and cut it in the mirror with my friend who's a hairdresser on FaceTime. Showed me how. Aaron's Life. I've been watching you and Barron for years, and I love the content. Will you be here too? We will always be here to support you guys. Love to meet you both one day. Thank you, Aaron. What's up, Hooker? I'll be sure to give Camp a treato from his friend. From his friend, Chris. What do you think about that? Say hi to Moose for us. Oh, Hooker's a box truck boy. He was in some videos earlier this summer with his box truck, and a lot of people thought he was pretty badass. Dave, Barron is hunting right now, so it's just me. He'll be back later today. I've been watching his map to see where he's at and haven't gotten an update from him, so maybe he'll update while I'm on here. How deep did you have to go to get water? Our well got water at, I think it hit 1 to 2 gallons at 100 feet, and then it hit 25 to 30 gallons at 280 feet. We still don't have a pump for it. They're telling us they're going to have to dynamite it to get a pump down in there. So we were thinking about kind of calling around and seeing if any other people would have any other ways to do that. But the big process is over. We drilled, we got water. We just can't use the water until we get a pump. I took a nap recently, and I was like in that half awake state and just waking up, and I could have sworn I heard Barron, thinking he was on the phone or something, leaving an automated message where you have to speak very clearly so that the automated thing knows how to direct you. And I heard him say, "Well pump." And I woke up and I'm like, "Did you just say well pump?" And he said, "Nope." So kind of funny what my subconscious is thinking about. I should take more naps to learn more about what I need to get done in my life. Yeah. Camp had a bit of allergies recently, his fall allergies, but he's doing better now. I feel like he really likes this climate out here. Not a ton of pollen, like a ton of diverse pollens. As far as I know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but he seems to be doing well. Hi, Elsa. I love your channel. Thinking about an Oru kayak. Do you recommend? I totally do. I would say it's not the absolute best kayak, especially for the money, but it's incredible to be able to pack it down like you can and just fit it in the back of your car. We can fit one in our roof box in our car and just pull it out, and 20 pounds. We have the inlet and it's 20 pounds, and it's really awesome for the accessibility, but I wouldn't say I go kayaking with friends who have real kayaks, and it's not the best kayak, but it gets you out on the water for sure. And if you are working with limited space or you're traveling, it's awesome and totally recommend it for that. So it just is about kind of what you are looking for in a kayak. Beth, thank you. For you, Elsa Rhae, buy some craft supplies. Winter's coming, stock up. Thank you. I wonder, oh, it's over there. I've been working on another mandala crochet project as hunting season has been happening. Me and Kelsey, Tyler's wife, have been kicking it while they hunt, and we are on call for if they are able to get an animal and we can help pack it out. But I've been crocheting and listening to Dune on Audible. That's been pretty fun. So thanks, Beth. I appreciate it. Nick's Picks, what's up? Thank you so much for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. D. Michael G. Lucid Dreaming is the way deeper life insight. Yeah, I could agree with that. Actually, I bought some mugwort oil because earlier this summer I was really interested in kind of going deeper into my dreams and made a rollerball with mugwort, but it kind of spilled everywhere. And oddly enough, at different times in my cycle, I seem to have more dreams. I think it's because I'm just sleeping a little bit lighter. So I thought that I'd make that, rub it on my feet, whatever, and see if I could dream heavier. But ironically, the nights that I do use it, I tend not to dream. So I haven't gone super far with that, but thanks so much. Have you thought about yurts? I think we both think that they're really interesting, but I think Barron's not as stoked about yurts because of bears. Not that there's bears in this area. There have been bears, but he doesn't like the hard-sided canvas nature of it because of bears. So I feel that, but also it would just be a really easy and cheap way to set up a living quarters. So I don't know. Everything is on the table. There's nothing that we are saying absolutely no to, except for, well, still no. We definitely kind of don't want to do a stick frame house, just a standard oh, sorry, a comment was hidden that was really nice. Sometimes YouTube goes crazy. But I think the one thing that we're avoiding is general stick frame housing with insulation and drywall. I think we're going to try to do something a little bit more natural or a little bit more better suited for the area that we're in. We really want to do adobe or some kind of cob, or even we're talking about right now cement, just as we get so much sun here. So something that can absorb the sun in the floor and in the walls during the day, with big windows on the south side, windows from the east and west, so the wind comes from the west, or yes, from the west to the east. And so something that can channel air through the space and retain the heat during the day, absorb it, and then let it out in the night. That's what we're kind of thinking right now. We were thinking about a log cabin. I think that is a big dream of Barron's, and it would be really awesome to have. There's so many log cabins around here, but without proper insulation, I don't know that it would be the best for utilizing all of the sun that we have. So we're kind of trying to get creative, and we're working with extremely limited building codes, so we can do anything that we want. And I think we're going to start with something small just to check all the boxes, and then over time, like lots of time, then build a more major dwelling unit once we have a little bit more experience. And yeah, so we're going to start with something kind of crazy and fun and kind of start there. Thank you, Diego. You know what? SpongeBob was the number one thing that I used to draw back in the day. I would draw SpongeBob here on my hand and then his legs on these two fingers. And in school and stuff, I'd just walk around with SpongeBob. But thank you. Roof with a large overhang to shade windows is cooling too. Absolutely. And we kind of want to have 3 deck situations. We've got a lot of wind in the spring coming from the west. So if we have a deck on the east, then we can have the dwelling unit blocking some of that wind so that we can sit outside in the spring. Then in the summer and the winter, having some sort of a deck that faces the sun, so you've got sun all day. Also having some sort of screened in porch, because there's a lot of gnats and bugs in the summer. No mosquitoes because it's so dry here, but a screened in porch would be killer. And then we really want to have a lofted high up deck on maybe the west side so that you can watch the sunset. And then also it would be a high deck. Barron really wants to have like a lifted viewpoint. And then underneath that could be a carport. I think that would be pretty cool, because I think the sun is pretty hard on the Subaru. Poor little Subaru. Thank you, Albert. Hello, Elsa. I love the videos. Stay safe. Winter is coming. Yes, it is. Can we get a hello from Barron and Camp? By the way, has Camp thrown any tantrums lately? Barron is out hunting for elk, and it's just me here for today. And there's Camp. Hey, Camp, you're being summoned. Hey, wake up, lazy boy. Hey. He's like, can you not? Why don't you build a tiny house? OP represent. Tiny house, I think, would be sweet. I think we will probably build a type of tiny house for people to come stay in. But there is, I don't know. There's a tiny house over there somebody's working on, and I don't know. I think it goes back to the stick frame building. I think we just want to do something a little bit more, use more natural materials and try to build something that is creative and also kind of intelligent. Not that tiny houses are not creative or intelligent, but something that just is designed for our environment, I should say. Yeah. But tiny houses we're super into. That's kind of what we wanted to move into when we began. That was what started all of this, was going to tour tiny houses. And then we moved into a very, very, very tiny house. I don't think most people know, but the trailer as a whole is 13 feet, but our living space on the inside is only 10 feet. So it's very small, but it's very perfect. Everything we could ever want and more. Kind of. There's more that I want, for sure. Are y'all going to start traveling anytime soon? Traveling, we have not stopped traveling, but it's just been a different travel. We've been doing, because now we have a space for the scamp, we've been able to go on backpacking trips and kayaking trips and hunting trips, and we want to go ice fishing with our friends in the winter. It's just been so nice to have a place to store and a lockable container to store all of our outdoor gear and toys and stuff, because now we have a landing zone and we can then travel from here and go do epic adventures. And the videos, I feel like this hunting video coming up is going to be a big video of just kind of talking about it as our first time. And it'll be interesting, I think, for the people who don't hunt and for people who, well, maybe not for people who really are. Well, maybe, yeah, I think it'll just be interesting to see a different perspective from us as very new people hunting for kind of, I don't know. I like to, well, no, I don't know. It's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. So we are tackling it with very delicately and trying to use it as a tool to teach anybody from any different kind of perspective, like thought process in their brains, just a new way to look perhaps at all of this. So it's going to be a big video to tackle, and we don't yet have an ending. The season doesn't end until Thursday. So anyway, those types of, I think that just being here, having a landing spot has allowed us to travel and have more adventures and make different kinds of videos that are really hard to make. They're big, but they're really fun. Midnight Gobble, are you guys getting ski passes? Yes, finally, yes, we are. Yes, and I cannot wait. Every year we've wanted a pass, but we just never know where we're going to be. So, yes! Except we both snowboard, but I would love for somebody to teach me how to ski, because I think skiing is a little bit more practical. And it seems like skiing has become cool again. Like I don't know, I was just talking to a friend about this, that she learned to snowboard because it was cool. And then she went back to skiing. And it does seem like a lot of our cool snowboarding friends also ski and ski more often because it's just sweet. They're both sweet. But I do feel pretty badass on my snowboard. I can't wait. Denise, what are the face products? Can you post a link? Yes. I'll grab one really quick. It's just Moon and Rock, spelled like Moon and Rock. And this is what I just bought the hair oil of. This is the face serum. It's like the universal face serum, moisturizing, lovingly rub 5 to 7 drops into face and neck. I use this day and night. Then I have a few others, but I won't bore you with that. I've got all the same brand. Incredible stuff. Thank you so much, Angel. Are you worried that Camp might get bit by a rattlesnake? I mean, always, yeah. I got him a rattlesnake vaccine earlier this year, and we will get that every year from now on. Because why not? It didn't seem to affect him. He had kind of weird poops for a couple days, but why not? Better to have him kind of have that. I think I've heard, or the vet says that if he has the rattlesnake venom vaccine, that he will then only need antibiotics and what's it called, like Benadryl, heavy doses of Benadryl. He won't need the antivenom if he's got this vaccine. MY, what are your views on psilocybin? Do you have experience with them? I have a lot of experience, and I think that the microdose work that people are doing right now with psilocybin is super, super cool. I think it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly and shouldn't be used recreationally, really, either. I think it's a really powerful substance and really healing, and you can learn a lot about yourself and about the world with it. And I think it's really cool that it's being studied now. My friend Sina Maria, she was the cacao girl. She's who I worked under when I was working for that cacao company. She is doing big stuff, having a bunch of courses and classes and stuff on microdosing with psilocybin. And that's where you take like 1/10 of a dose. And if you are seeing visuals or feeling high, it's not a microdose. So it's a really approachable way to kind of enter that scene. I think she's Sina_Maria on Instagram or something similar. Yeah, but she's pretty badass. You could also do rattlesnake training that teaches dogs to avoid them entirely, for sure. I think we should definitely look into that. And we will if we get a new dog. We would really like to get a German Shepherd. And if we get a new puppy, we will absolutely do that. Camp kind of stays, he's not really an off-trail dog. He tends to stay on the roads and trails, so it's easy to see where he's going. Though rattlesnakes, I mean, that's where they like to be, is in the road, in the sun. So, yeah, we're just careful. We are very careful, but that is something that is important to do for sure. Check out Arch Cabin Homes on YouTube. Okay. Kit Home. Thank you, Tom. Who are your favorite Scottish soccer team? Are you a good singer? My soccer team is Sporting KC from Kansas City. I guess my soccer team. I'm from Kansas City, so that is the soccer team that I follow, and not very closely. And I sing, but I wouldn't call myself a good singer. I used to always sit outside in college with my ukulele, the same ukulele, and sing. And if you dig deep on YouTube, you can find some of my ukulele singing videos, but I'm not going to share a link. So funny. I had like white, dyed blonde hair, bangs like this, you know. I was pretty cute, but a little crazy. Who plays the guitar? Neither one of us. I for a couple of months was doing a classical guitar lesson when I was in high school, but I wasn't super into guitar. Have you looked into container homes? We have, but what I keep hearing from people is that for the price of what a container is, and then adding windows and insulation, it ends up being kind of more expensive than just building something stick frame or post and beam. I've heard that it's not the most cost effective, but it's really cool. And don't quote me on that. That's just what I'm hearing. And yeah, it's just hard to find containers around here. We'd probably, to get a couple big containers, would put in like 10 grand. And we could get a yurt for 10 grand. And that's just like the bare containers. Who does Camp's voice? Who do you think does Camp's voice? I wonder if we'll ever say it publicly. At least Camp's a good fly catcher. Can you just make a quick appearance? Just real quick. He's like, I don't care, and I'm not into this. You need to get a join button. I don't know what that is. I've been hesitant to do a, okay, is that enough? to do a member thing for this channel, only because there's like you can join our Patreon if you want to. I don't know. Money is a weird thing for us. It's been I'm not a great businesswoman, and I have always offered YouTube videos for free, and I want to keep that. I don't know. If we tried, we could make a lot more money, but it's just not something that is like first on priority list when we are already satisfied. Like we don't want to take more than we need, I guess, which is, I know that's weird, but it is what it is. We have a Shepherd Healer mix, great breed regarding the homestead. Have you researched earth ships or other forms of earth integrated building? Thank you, Jacob. I'm not really sure what's happening, but the flies are just swarming like crazy. I don't know where they're getting in at. Earth ships are really popular a bit south of here, and we would really like to go stay at an Airbnb for a while and kind of see what those are like and just kind of experience Adobe homes, and we just haven't had time this month to do that. But yeah, we're really interested in that because it seems like a way that people are using the environment to the best of their abilities. The sun and the dirt and the dryness. I think it's really cool. So yes. Break out the bug assault gun. Any more Princess Camp stories? We haven't, I don't know if I talked about this in a video, but we went on a 6-day hunting trip, and our neighbor was coming over to let him out twice a day. We'd never left him alone in the camp before, but we thought that would be way better than boarding him. And Rover, because it was a holiday weekend, was just outrageously priced. So we paid our neighbor to come and do that. And she has her own dog, and then there's just a pack of neighborhood dogs it's so awesome. But she kind of takes them all for walks if they're around. And I guess camp at first was like, why are you waking me up, lady? But then after a few days, he was trying to jump out of the door when she would come, like before she opened the door even. So we get home. He could not have cared less that we got home. We actually left him to continue sleeping while we went and got pizza. And the next morning, all he wants to do is run over to the neighbor's house, way over, like long walk over to the neighbor's house, and find Miss Karen. And then for several days in a row, he was just kind of running away. Normally in the morning, he will come sit outside in the sun, and he's very chill. But for like 5 days in a row, he was just trying to go run and see Miss Karen and go back to daycare. So we've kind of figured it out now. And I think he was just feeling a little bit mistreated, perhaps. And are you neglected? Do you have a rough life? Huh? Yeah, but now it's all good. It's just so funny that he just doesn't care about me. He was pissed that we left him. Maybe. Well, no, I think he was pissed that we came back. I think he was having such a great time without us. Just having his own space to himself, getting to go on super, super long walks with Miss Karen. He's a funny dog. I will never have a more unique dog in my life, I don't think. Oh. He's about to be 8 in February. He's getting older. This is a dress. It's a wrap dress from Gaia Conceptions. I think it's made out of hemp. It's very thin. I bought it for my brother's wedding and then wore it to my sister's wedding. I looked like such a goober at both of my siblings' weddings. Like such a goober. I don't really know what I was thinking. My brother's wedding was way, way colder than it was supposed to be. like super big cold snap. And my sister's wedding was hottest temperatures, record high in Oregon. So I think I just was like, F this, I'm going to do what I want because I'm cold and I'm hot. So sorry, brother and sister, for your wedding photos with me in them. Sorry, just reading questions. This is why it's so much easier with Barron, because then he can read as I answer and vice versa. Thoughts on feeding Camp a raw diet? I've wanted to for so long. I made his food for a couple years and couldn't make it as well as I wanted because we were traveling. I couldn't get organ meats, and challenging to find proper supplements and receive mail as we're going through these tiny towns. So currently, it is my dream. And that's why I'm confused with a cat, because I'm like, cats deserve healthy food too. But I've never had a cat, so my focus is more toward feeding a dog a healthy diet, which is not fair at all. Not at all fair. I'm sure that once I got a cat, I would change my thoughts. It's just like a totally new animal that I don't have any connection with right now. But if we got a German Shepherd or any other big dog, I don't think I would get one of those dogs until I had the means to feed them a raw diet. I think I'm interested in it also for the sake of it kind of like helps influence my own health. There's so much to, I don't know, as I was researching it for camp, there's so much that goes into feeding a dog more of an ancestral diet. And I learned a lot in regards to my own health. So yeah, I'm just interested in it. I think kibble is a great way to feed a dog if it's, well, it just depends. I think it really just depends. There's a lot to that conversation. But a lot of dogs take really well to kibble. And yeah, I'm just kind of interested in the raw diet for my own sake. Camp actually has a raw dehydrated dog food that I feed him. And I switch his foods all the time. Sometimes I get him a kibble from Natural Grocers. It's only it's Honest Kitchen. Ridiculously priced kibble. But I will buy that. Just, I don't know. I like to switch up his food. The freeze-dried raw he has right now is Nature's something. I could get it on Amazon. My special diet dog food is fantastic. That my Pom lived to 20. Holy cow. That is an old dog. Will you get married before you have kids? How many do you want? I want to have a wedding on our land, and I don't want to. Marriage has not ever really been priority for us. I could see us having a kid before we get married. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I think 2 kids would be cool. I will feel very lucky to have even one. You and Barron are so inspiring. My partner Nigel and I are actually planning our first backpacking trip on the Sunshine Coast out here in BC because of you guys. Hopefully you can make it out to Canada. Stay awesome. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you so much. Cool. That's so awesome. Backpacking with Barron has been just so much fun. It is so much fun. Gosh, and the Sunshine Coast, could that be any cooler? My dog is 14 and a half. Next time you're traveling with the Scamp, I don't know. I am so ready to redo all of this this wood in here. That was that whole fiasco of getting the Scamp renovated. I'm excited to redo this. And I'm kind of having a lot of fun not taking the Scamp and going camping because we didn't camp for so long. So going out with our new teepee and our tents has just been so much fun. Oh, where would you suggest finding like-minded friends to hike with? That's a great question, and I think that's really cool that you are in the search of that. I feel like that would be the first step, absolutely, is just kind of wanting that and knowing. I don't know. That's cool. Good for you in looking for that. My friend Kelsey has a forum that she follows on Facebook. It's like a local forum, and a bunch of people, I think they just list where they're hiking at and gather groups and stuff like that. So I would say, yeah, Facebook group. Search your area, and I'm sure there's all kinds of forums of gals and guys who are going out and hiking. I wish I had a better... Well, and I think too, once you get out there, it's so easy to make friends when you're doing the activity, but it is kind of hard to send it and go solo. I'm so inspired by solo female hikers. I kind of just enjoy going with Barron. Can you not? Can you not? Has football started? What's everybody doing today on a Sunday? Is it still nice weather? It's perfect here for exploring. And like I said earlier, I think I'm just procrastinating working on this video for tomorrow. Stefania said, very true. People are so nice and will stop and chat. That's what I've been kind of learning with this hunting is it's so interesting. We've seen kind of a few sides of it where there's this kind of Midwest, and please know that what I am saying is coming from absolutely no experience, just observations from this year alone, this month alone. What I have seen in Midwest hunting is just a different thing than kind of the hunting. I don't know, hunting out here, I just thought it was different because of what I've known from hunting in Kansas City and just back to like talking to people. People out here are just so eager to share tips and just to talk and communicate and learn from each other. And it's just kind of a cool community of people who are outside exploring. And I feel like there's just... Colorado is rad for that because everybody who's outside is just so happy to be outside and they want to share, and it's pretty cool. It's great out here in Utah, planning to do a couple hikes. Planning a small hike in a couple hours. Cool. Utah is equally as awesome. Where's the doggo? He's on the ground looking at the flies who are gathering on the screen. Gorgeous here in KC today. Oh, I bet. Spring and fall in Kansas City. Say hello to the falling leaves for me. How do you keep your cast iron cleaned and seasoned while on the road? Well, that is why we have a cast iron, is because it doesn't take as much cleaning. If there's something like if I've cooked eggs in it or pancakes or something has gotten stuck to the bottom of the cast iron, I pour some water into it, let that boil a little bit, and then we have this little MSR scrubber. Where it is, just a little scrubber thing that I kind of scrape it out. It's a hard silicone that I scrape out the bottom with. Then I put it back on the heat so that it kind of dries itself, so that we don't have to use a bunch of TP and paper towels that kind of leave TP paper towel residue in the cast iron. I let that dry, and then I rub some oil on the inside, and it's great. The best way that I don't get stuff stuck to a cast iron, if it's not seasoned properly or something like that, is If stuff is sticking to the bottom, it's a lot of times because the heat is too high. So lower the heat, and then I have much better success. Just recently found your page and I'm obsessed. Thank you, T. I appreciate that. Thanks, Nick's Picks. You are awesome. Any plans for collecting rainwater? Yes. Apparently, it is now legal to collect a small amount of rainwater in Colorado, whereas before I think it was something like it wasn't legal. We don't get, it doesn't seem like, and know that we're new to the area, kind of new to this spot. Obviously, just got land in the spring. It seems like we only get rain in the spring and summer, which is normal for places, but it's in big bursts. It was huge downpours and not very consistent amounts of rain. We haven't seen rain here in months, so I don't know. I don't know what that will be like. Can you hop up? You already pooped. Come here. Hey, come on. Hop up. Come on. Camp. Come on. Hop up. Hop up. Come on. Hop up. Good boy. Time out. You go in time out. Yeah, and I like how cast iron has, like it supposedly gives you a little bit of iron as well. I think that that's cool. It's just the best for traveling too. Just doesn't require a lot of maintenance. Would like to mail you a small gift. P.O. Box. I appreciate that so much. But we don't have a whole lot of space still, so we don't broadcast our P.O. Box. Yeah, I'm sorry. We've kind of always just not accepted things from people, but I accept your love and appreciate it more than anything. Thank you for the offer. Time out. Oh my, I have seen every single one of your videos and have been following you for a few years now. Completely changed my life. Oh, and you read the Tao of Pooh. Cool. That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. Yeah, that was a really cute book. And it was so perfect for that time when we were out there in Utah. There was a lot going on behind the scenes during that time. I was so sick. I was so sick after getting sick in Guatemala. That lasted for months. It was terrible. A lot of people are asking about building. We will probably start building a foundation. It would be pretty cool to get that sorted this fall. I think in the future, September is going to be a month where we have videos planned and things ready to go so that we can go off grid and do elk hunting. I think that that's what we're going to be focusing on from now on in September. I've just said to Barron, go do what you need to do. And I've spent a lot of time alone in this camp because of it, and it's been really awesome. And he's learning so much, and everything that he's learning now will apply to all other areas of small game, deer hunting, and just helping us be more self-sustainable. We're going to put a freezer in our tiny container, and we're working with Goal Zero right now and have a huge, epic solar setup that they just sent to us, and we're going to be putting that up in October. We've got all kinds of stuff coming in October after putting everything on hold in September. How often do you end up having to mend clothes and items? That's a good question, because we have so few clothes that we wash them all together, so we have holes in everything. But I would say clothes last for 6 months. Barron his boots are falling apart after 6 months, just wearing them like crazy. And it's just kind of the nature of having not a ton of options. Please play your ukulele. I've heard other people say that they like venison better than elk as well. I've had both, and I love being able to have meat that was harvested by people that I know, and not, I don't know. Yeah, there's so much to this conversation. I feel a little bit even afraid to, I'm really afraid about this video. I don't want to offend anyone, but this is important to us, and it's a big deal to us, and something that we've wanted for a long time. So it's, I think it's a hard, you never want to make anyone upset, you know? And there's a lot of things that are happening in the world right now that make people upset. And we try to keep this space a space to, I don't know, inspire, and not a space to bring people against each other or to polarize people. And this will just be kind of an interesting thing to get into on YouTube. So I keep seeing the Gabby Petito thing, and super sorry about that. Sorry for her and her family. I do think it's interesting, though, that there are a lot of people who go missing. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Do those face products work for ethnic skin tones? I believe so, because it is, I think she talks about it on her website. She calls it the universal, this is Megan, I think her name is Megan Moon on Instagram. She calls it the universal face serum, and she has a book, a small book that comes with every purchase, where she talks in more detail about these products and how they work and how to use them. I would imagine they would be great for, I think oil is a really awesome, even for oily skin. I think oil is a really awesome cleanser and moisturizer. Yeah, I do. I think it would be great, but look into that. And I hope so, because I think if it does work with your skin, I think you'll be really happy with it, because I've been really happy with it. Gosh. Soon, I need to start working on the video for tomorrow. I need to finish it, I should say. I've been working on it for a minute. But if you have any last minute questions, I think I'll answer a few more, and then make some food, and then continue working, so that you have a video to watch tomorrow, and it's not just my talking head here on this live stream. But gosh, it has been so fun to have all these questions and so many of you here hanging out. Will you make more jewelry? Yes. I really want to get into metalsmithing, and I hope that when we have more space and I have kind of a studio set up here, I can start smithing. It's just been my dream for years and years. Do you still listen to Lane 8? Almost every day. I loved Lane 8 like 5 years ago or something, and then just kind of forgot. And then I've been listening to Lane 8 on shuffle, just their whole discography. Every time I go on a walk, it just is a beautiful place and incredible music. I love the drops that Lane 8 does. It's not a drop that's like at a rave where you're like, yeah, to the drop. It's a drop that's like, it's almost the same beat and vibe and feeling as the lead up to the drop, you know? Lanade is great. Good question. Thank you so much, Chuck. Check that out, Camp. He got a trophy. He's like, can we not, Mom? Can you just let me sleep? I'm sorry, I'm missing so much. When I start talking, then I miss all the comments and questions and stuff. Will, so bummed I couldn't like up with you and Barron to ride Loveland maybe this season. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever ridden at Loveland. Have I? I don't think so. But I have heard that it's a great place to ride. And thank you so much, Will. Coming back to KC for the holidays? I don't know. I want our families to come to us for the holidays, but it's not really set up very well for our families. Yeah. Damn phone. Snowboarding, he says. What's for dinner tonight? That's a good question. I picked a bunch of basil and laid it out to dry, and I'm going to grind it and put it in a small container so that we can have dried basil. And I do have some pasta. I've been eating so much pasta and tomato sauce because we've had basil and it's so good. And the local farm in town has delicious, delicious ground meat. And been eating a lot of pasta. So maybe that, I don't know. In the video that I'm posting tomorrow, I show some of my favorite groceries I like to buy. These, I don't know if you're seeing this backwards in the camera, quadratini. These are so good if you like lemon. I've had the vanilla one before and it was a little weird. Have not yet had the chocolate. Probably shouldn't eat one now. Not had breakfast. And I try not to start my day with sugar if I can. I eat plenty of sugar, but try not to first thing on an empty stomach. Ooh, I have lemon Thai and sweet basil in my garden right now. Lucky. I would love to grow Thai basil. Oh, that would be so good in spring rolls. Sugar gut bomb low. Yeah. Try not to do that. But I end up eating a lot of sugar throughout the day. That is something that I would like to not do. It's hard. Camp is 8 years old. Best wafers. Yes, thank you. Somebody's had them before. Do you ever feel lonely? That is something that I was journaling about this morning. I think it's because I just spent the weekend with a friend. I'm so used to being alone with Barron that I was journaling this morning and I was just thinking about how I'm so happy that I've learned how to be alone, because I used to never give myself the time to be alone, so I didn't know how beneficial it was for me. So I have so many people that I connect with online that I don't usually feel alone in a negative way, and I really enjoy being alone. I think if I was off-grid, like the contestants on the Alone show, I think that I would, that would be hard. That would be really, really hard with no internet, no books, no music. That would be challenging as hell. Catherine, thank you so much. Diffuse peppermint oil for the flies. Good idea. Need to get some sort of a little fly trap for inside scamp, but they just Never leave. They like my coffee cup. Please, can you not? Weaning myself off sugar has been brutal, but trying to ward off diabetes. Killer. Way to go. My biggest regret in life is living life for others, to be who they thought I should be. Please don't worry about offending people, because we like you and Barron as people, not because of your personal habits. Thank you. That's a great comment. Joe Robinette was on Alone. He has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I love Joe. He's got the cutest little family. You know who else is an awesome bushcrafter is Alexis Outdoors. Karina Alexis. She is so badass. It's so great to see women outside. And she goes on overnight camping trips alone. She's been having some rough issues with her dog, Grizz, some serious injuries, and I feel so bad for her. But if you have not ever seen her channel and you like bushcrafty stuff by babes, she's awesome. Go tell her that I told you to comment. Yeah, okay. I should stop procrastinating. I got off hormonal birth control, I think like 8 years ago. And I will never go back. My self-reliance is also awesome. I've been watching him for a long time. I think he's really set a particular style for off-grid videos. Very quiet, not talking. I think he's really set a standard for that in a lot of the kind of similar genres. He's incredible. And his dog Callie is the cutest. Thank you, Carl. I wonder, who are my other favorites? Gosh, I miss Jenna Marbles. I miss her a lot. Let me see real quick if you are needing some channels to subscribe to. Anyway, maybe not. We'll do that some other time. Okay, I need to go. Can't wait for tomorrow's video. Me too. It's going to be cute. It's going to be a lot of me being very silly and living my life. I'm riding my bike 25 miles to go get groceries because Barron took the car. But wish us luck. Wish Barron luck. I'm just so proud of him and all of the time and effort and miles that he's been putting in. I've never seen him more dedicated for something. I've never ever seen him more dedicated, and I'm just so inspired by him and his dedication right now. It's super cool. So, okay, that's it. Comment on tomorrow's video and tell me if you watched the live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was pretty fun. And bye, camp. Hey, you want to say something one more time? Bye. Love you. It's like, no thanks. Okay, bye guys.